20 strangers will be coming to dinner.
Would you like to sit near the fire, or would you like to sit...
At the end of the evening, they'll decide how much or how little to pay.
Absolutely awful.
But behind the scenes, not everyone's happy with the surrounding.
It very much looks like somebody's front room. A nice location for a Christmas dinner.
Well, I guess she can't please everyone. So, one of Karen's diners is less than impressed with her instant restaurant, but maybe she can win him over with her menu. Ooh, and what about Justin, that tricky customer from before? He didn't like the look of Karen's restaurant, but has she found a way to his heart via his stomach?
Well, I chose the baked egg for starter, and it was very much like something a child would serve up to you at a children's tea party. It was very runny egg, and the white wasn't really cooked, and of course it wasn't really in a shell, so it didn't really cook properly, and it's left a rather distasteful taste in my mouth, I think.
Ooh, Justin's not a happy diner, and Karen's favourite diner doesn't like them either, and he has a request.
Some chips from the chippy up the road.
Is there anything else you'd want? Do you want to try the other main course?
No, you're all right.
Are you sure?
I'm all right. Great. Thanks.
Just say that way down.
Yeah, please.
Right, is everything all right?
Yeah, Mr. Rafford didn't
What?
like
What's wrong? It is what?
it. He didn't like it.
Well, there's no pleasing everyone, as Justin just can't wait to tell us.
Not what I would call fine dining. I'm glad I did go for the fish, but the nicest bit about the fish was the little bit of ginger, which took the taste away from my palate. The fish wasn't really what I'd call a fillet. It looked like a tail of fish to me. The batter wasn't crispy, which you would maybe assume that fish batter usually is.
I don't think Justin's really enjoying his evening, do you? Stu brings out the puds, even managing not to drop them on Justin in the process.
Ooh, that looks good.
Oh, and I bet you can't wait to hear from you-know-who. Doesn't look happy, does he?
Orange is very, very sweet. It's not great. It's not great. And, well, the pastry on the orange tart isn't really anything to write home about either.
Thank you very much, everybody, for coming and eating today. I hope it's been all right for you.
But Justin just can't resist having the final word.
I don't think I could do it again.
I wouldn't recommend you do.
Oh, that's a shame.
I think we've probably got quite a good idea what one of the guests thought of their evening, but it's up to all the diners to decide how much or how little they want to pay. Here's Justin.
Absolutely awful. Never go here. I've eaten catered food every day for a year from outside caterers, and that was not what I'd call quality, edible food. Even the coffee at the end tasted like it was stewed. Forget about it. I paid absolutely nothing. Cheers.
Justin has left the building.
I imagine it's a pretty unique and novel idea. Susan loves her curiosities and oldie-worldy things, and her house is certainly lovely, and it lends itself very well to an auction party. My father, he used to be a semi-professional cyclist, and the lovely impressionist painting over there is wonderful. It would do him for his next birthday.
And one lot in particular is proving popular.
Maybe have a bit of fun tonight and see how it goes. I do like the kimono.
So the auction is over, and Susan managed to sell 29 of her 35 lots.
Everything I seemed to go for, other people wanted, and, well, they just pushed it past my limit. I'd be surprised if she made a big profit, because Yorkshire people are very tight and canny with their money.
Justin, where do you stand on this? Wayne Rooney, 24-year-old, highly paid footballer, should he be allowed to go out and do what he likes at night in his own time?
Absolutely. You don't want it to end up like former Eastern Bloc countries where every aspect of a sportsman's life was controlled from cradle to grave. Terrible stuff. He should live his life, the way he wants to.
What, like George Best did and drink himself into the ground?
We really want to hear from you. We are positively spoiled with technology in the shape of our video wall of Skypers displaying our nationwide contributors bursting with opinion. If you can give us all a wave. There they are. Don't they all look wonderful?
Justin is nodding like crazy. So, Justin, what do you think then about what Pat was saying there about means testing?
Well, it's going to be very difficult to means test everybody and work out what exact assets they have. But I'm with you on this. I want more social housing, more right to buy. It'll give people something to look forward to and increase their self-esteem. And certainly in Northern Ireland, where I was brought up, housing executive housing, whenever tenants had the right to buy, the whole estate improved greatly.
The only problem, Justin, can I just come back to that right to buy? The trouble is, if you have the right to buy, you have smaller stock.
Justin, what do you feel about this? Is everybody entitled to a degree of privacy, but if you're a celebrity, do you forgive that right?
I think if you live life in the limelight, you have to expect a degree of scrutiny and a degree of attention. But you don't want to go down the route like some European countries where they try to block everything about celebrities, all the juicy stories that people really want to hear, actually. But I don't think anybody really cares that much when it comes down to it in the end.
What, cares about the likes of Peter Crouch allegedly doing what he's done, Justin? Is that what you mean? You enjoy reading about it, but ultimately you don't care?
I enjoy reading about it. I've been to Madrid. I see where he's coming from. But
Justin!
On-air confession of Justin. You don't need to bare your soul here, Justin.
This man hasn't had a chance to speak today. Justin is in Hull. Good afternoon, Justin. What do you want to say?
Well, I think that people have unreasonable expectations about customer service.
Oh, why? I mean, have you had experience of that?
I think they're too demanding. And I kind of like a bit of attitude when I go into the shop. If some people are having an off day behind the counter, I like a bit of attitude back.
I think you've got a lot of attitude yourself, actually.
Unbelievable.
And we've got Michael. We're going to Michael now. Justin, can I just ask you what you make of all that? Do you think it should be jobs for the Brits or jobs for whoever is the best person for it?
Well, I remember being at a car wash, a hand car wash, and it was all foreign workers at this car wash. And there was a man sitting inside getting his car washed, and he was obviously on the dole. He had a laptop, he had a wife, he had a child, and he was getting everything handed to him on a plate while these migrant workers were slugging their guts out.
Sorry, Justin, I'm sorry. How can you tell he was obviously on a dole just by sitting in a car with his family?
Because he was actually talking on the phone to a friend of his about they were going to change his money and change his circumstances and all, so he could actually overhear the conversation.
So you were eavesdropping there, Justin.
Nosy.
I'm not sure. Very nosy man he is. Underneath you is Justin, as I can put it like that. Justin, would you rather have a male or a female boss?
I think I'd rather have a female one, because I've had a couple of exceptional female bosses over the years. They were very, very good at their jobs.
I've always liked you, Justin. Always.